Hello, good morning, everybody. Prophet Lisa, reporting from West Texas. Don't. He's okay, don't worry. That was my son. Anyways, God loves y'all. I just want to encourage y'all to open your hearts and share with each other. There was a good sermon where a pastor said, it's easy to get naked with. He was talking to the men. He's like, man, it's easy to get naked with a woman. It's another thing entirely to be intimate and open your soul and really share with somebody. So I would just encourage you all to do that. If you're in a relationship, you don't want to have a relationship just based on sex. You want to have like true intimacy where you know everything about that person and they know everything about you and you still love each other. Like, you can't really say that you love someone unless you know everything about them. Like, it's really important when you're with someone that you know everything about them. Otherwise, you're just friends, you're just acquaintances, you're not really like in love. But if you know everything about somebody and you still love them, that's true love. That's real love, And hopefully all the dirt on that person just makes you love them more. Hopefully you can have understanding and sympathy for, the bad things that they did or that they, things that they experienced, decisions that they made. Hopefully. I guarantee there's tons of couples that are together and they don't know barely anything about each other, which is really sad. And then it's kind of like a fake love. It's a false love. Like, you say you love them, you think you love them, but you don't really know them. I think there's something really special about someone knowing everything about you and still loving you, Like, everybody that I've ever been with, all my boyfriends, like, they knew everything about me, and that was cool. I remember one of my exes, I was telling him my whole life story, and he's like, this is all true? Like, you're not making any of this up? I was like, why would I make that up? And I was thinking, what, to make you feel sorry for me or something? I'm like, no, that's all true. Everything that I talk about in my videos is true. I'm not making anything up. Obviously, I have no reason to make anything up. Anyways, it's important that you share. Sharing is caring. And not just sharing money or food or your body or whatever. Sharing your heart. Sharing your heart. It's good to open up and really let someone really get to know you. And it's good to really get to know somebody else. Because then that's love, That's love. Like, when you're with someone and they ask you all kinds of questions, it might be a little bit annoying. But that's love. Like, the more you love someone, the more you want to know them. You want to know everything about them. You want to know what they're thinking. You want to know who they love, who they don't love, who they care about. You want to know their goals, their interests, everything. And if someone never opens up, it's really hard to get to know that person, obviously. And it's really frustrating. It's really frustrating if you're with someone and you don't ever open up. So I encourage you all to open up. 'Tis the season for giving. Don't just give stuff. Don't just give sexually. It is important to give. Give your heart. But you also need to find someone who actually deserves your heart. You need to find someone who deserves your heart. Like, who's going to be nice to you no matter what you say to them, Who's going to accept you as you are. And I think so many people are scared. They're too scared to do that because they're like, well, how's that person going to react? Are they going to reject me? And if they reject you, then it's not meant to be, Then it's not meant to be. Obviously, it's hard to love people. It's hard to love certain people if they're like more evil than good. So I would just encourage you, if that's you and you know that about you, that you're more evil than good, then you should work on that. You should work on being a mostly good person, having mostly good thoughts, mostly good desires and goals, mostly good actions, so that whenever you do open up to someone and you're 100% honest, you don't scare them away. Yeah, and then you don't want to like scare yourself away from yourself. Like my dad used to always say, wherever you go, there you are. You can't run away from yourself. So it's important that you like yourself first and foremost. And the only way that you can like yourself is if you're mostly good. That's why I've always tried. My whole life, I've always tried to be a mostly good person, so I'll actually love myself. And obviously, I want other people to love me, so, I try and be mostly good for other people, too. And for my kids. I think that's really the solution for the whole world. It's like people just need to be around kids more. And I've been working with kids for 26 years, and I think that's why I decided to be a mostly good person, because, I wanted to be a good role model for the kids that I was around. So if you feel like you need to be rehabilitated or you need a reason to be good, get around some kids, but hopefully you're a trustworthy person. Hopefully you're going to be a safe person for those kids to be around. But it's good to have jobs with kids. Like, for example, I don't know, like some of my jobs, I was a summer camp counselor. That was really cool. I did tutoring. That was cool. I helped like a lot of junior hires with their math. I tutored for the SAT for a while. What else? I helped run an after-school program. I helped like run the after-school study hall. Made all those kids stay quiet and do their homework. And then a little bit with like outside supervision. I was supposed to organize games with the kids, which I tried to do, but usually they didn't go very well. What else? I worked on a cruise ship with kids, which I highly recommend. It really was a lot of fun. That was probably the most fun job I've ever had, where you're basically doing daycare of the kids on the cruise ships. That was really cool. Usually to get into that job, it helps to know someone who's already doing it, but not always. Just having experience working with kids that helps. What else? I've always considered being a substitute teacher. I still haven't done that. Maybe at some point I will. My grandma was a substitute teacher. All 4 of my grandparents were teachers, which is pretty crazy. My mom's mom taught high school English, and then she was a sub. My mom's dad taught high school math, which is pretty cool because high school math is not easy to teach, so he must have been a freaking genius. He's still alive, actually. And then my dad's mom taught, I think junior high history. And my dad's stepdad taught, I actually don't know, maybe science. Maybe junior high science. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that all 4 of my grandparents, they taught all 4 core subjects. So that's pretty cool. Anyways, but that's why they were such good people. They were. All 4 of my grandparents were like freaking saints, They were awesome. And they did a good job with me because they had been teaching and working with kids their whole lives, So they knew how to encourage me and how to turn me into a good kid, Thank God for good grandparents that are saints. They really were. But, yeah, the more you get around kids, the more of a saint that you will become. I guarantee it, because you want to be a good role model for those kids. So I really encourage you all to get around kids. And then, yeah, what I talked about at the beginning, open up. I mean, don't tell kids like the worst secrets that you have, but you can open up about your struggles throughout life, like what you struggled with when you were a youth, decisions you had to make, regrets that you have. And tell them, don't do this. I did that and I seriously regretted it. Do this instead. Yeah, like one example would be, don't date until you're 18. That's what I wish I would have told every single kid that I was working with. Don't date until you're 18. and you find a guy who has his own house or his own apartment, because that's so important. Or, yeah, tell the boys, as soon as you turn 18, get your own apartment or get your own house, and then you can start dating. Otherwise, it's just not a good idea. Anyways, God loves you all. Open up to the people in your life. I'm sure they'll appreciate it. As long as you mostly say good things. And hopefully you mostly have good things to say to them about yourself. God loves you all. God bless. Bye.